Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for our first episode of the Daily BizLink for 2021. Stacie Mallen is back, and today we're talking about commitments. Well, I know we all have those aspirations, those goals, and those commitments for 2021. But today, Stacie and I are talking about the importance of treating our goals like our commitments to relationships. So excited about this one. Stacie, thanks for being back.
Yeah, when Lindsay and I always brainstorm a little bit, and I sent her an email and said, I just got engaged January 1st at midnight, I guess. And so really excited. And one thing that continued to come up for me is as you get involved in a new relationship or commit to a relationship, and my podcast co-host said this on the podcast, and I laughed pretty hard for a little bit when we were recording. He said, you don't go to the altar and say, I maybe. You say, I do, I commit, here I am. And a lot of people walk into 2021 and every year and say, I maybe, I want to get to this goal. I want to reach this goal. And I've been a fitness instructor for 20 years. So I have lived this for 20 years. January 3rd, 4th, everyone rages in and says, I'm going to change my life. Maybe, because they'll start putting contingencies around it. So I've been encouraging people for a long time to be very realistic about the goals that you're setting for yourself, and give yourself a micro goal. As an example, if your goal is to start going to the gym, in that example, give yourself a micro goal of, I'm going to go 3 days a week, or I'm going to go to this class twice a week. Start with something that's a build. So that's one thing. And, just like relationships, I don't know, you guys seem to travel as a ritual, it seems.
Well, we did pre-COVID, but now it's made it a little bit more complicated. But yeah, I mean, we love to incorporate that. That's our way of celebrating our successes because we look forward to that. And that's something we work hard to get to. So as much as I would love to be traveling all the time, I think that's still going to be a little challenging in 2021.
Yeah. And you probably have been doing more staycations. We've been doing that too, right? Staying local. Those rituals are so important for relationships. I think that for us, and again, we're older and maybe slightly more wise, but maybe not. We have rituals in the morning and rituals in the right before bed as a couple. And we committed to each other that this was something we were never going to let go of, because those things keep you grounded and connected to each other. And having 4 teenagers in our house, right? Nothing is more important than being grounded and connected to each other, and we connect in a way that is easy and simple. So it doesn't get derailed, even if we're not home, for example. So those are the same things about committing to goals. I think one of the elements that people forget to embed in this process is, number one, what are the rituals that I need to set forth to get to my goal? And 2, how do I have a little bit of foresight to know that not everything's going to go right every single day? And how do I plan for that pitfall? So how do I plan so our morning ritual is we set our alarms extra early, even way before we want to get up. So he and I have time to have a little bit of time together before, you like jump out of bed and you're out the door, right? That's how life is. Or the teenagers start circulating and grumbling about no cereal or no milk, whatever's happening outside of the door. So we take our time to ground with each other. And that's very easy to do, whether we're traveling, whatever's happening. Even if he's traveling and I'm here, we can do that, right? So try to have some ability to understand what the pitfalls might be. And that also means your own behavior. So for goal setting, most people would tell you, I want to lose this much weight or go to the gym or whatever. Are you an AM workout person or a PM workout person? That's a big one. So if your goal is to go to the gym, you have to know, I do much better in the morning. Or if I don't go in the morning, I don't end up going. And that's true for me. Life gets busy and I don't end up going. So I think some key takeaways for me, Lindsay, in drawing this parallel of commitment and being all in on a goal is, are you really all in? Number one, are you saying I do or I maybe? Number two, understand how you can create a ritual to support the goal that you want to get to. And number three, know your pitfall, know where you're going to stumble. And the fourth one is giving yourself grace. Relationships aren't perfect either, right? You're going to have an argument, you're going to disagree, you're two grown people that grew up with different backgrounds and experiences. So you're going to have conflict, or you're going to have differences in opinion. So prepare yourself for giving yourself grace. Now, grace is not a pass. Grace is a one-time mulligan. It is not 4 days in a row where you decide I'm not gonna go with what my ritual is. So those are, for me, the way that we can draw greater parallels on creating greater commitment to actually having 2021 maybe to be the year you finally get to that goal that you set on January 1st.
Awesome. Well, a lot of great stuff for us to continue to think about. Take a hard look at your goals this year and start treating them like relationships. Some great takeaways there, Stacie. Well, as we look to wrap up today's conversation, Stacie, is there anything else you'd like to leave our audience with?
I think one thing that I've said a lot to people, and if you look up Mel Robbins, and you and I had this video posted, is motivation is sort of BS. Like, the human condition is, I'm going to stay in bed. Like, this is comfortable. I don't want to go to the gym. So one thing I would tell you, if you can't commit to anything else, commit to consuming something that's going to help you make better decisions this year. So if you're not a goal setting person, this is not your jam. Commit to yourself that maybe once a week, you're going to just consume a YouTube video or a piece of content or something that helps you show up a little bit better in 2021. I think we could all love to leave 2020 in the rearview mirror. So in order to do that, I think there has to be an evolution for everyone.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Stacie, for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Looking forward to our other conversations here in January. And also, we'll do a small little plug this month in January. A to Z BizLink will be hosting our awesome Women in Business Mix, Mingle, and Motivate event, which will feature Stacie as well as 3 other remarkable women. So if you're somebody that needs a little extra help with setting yourself up for success in 2021, I encourage you to take a hard look at that. Well, Stacie, thanks again for being here, and look forward to continuing these conversations this year.
Thank you, Lindsay.